Oh my God, we had the Kenzie family here, and they had a great time. I want you guys to check out this video. It's pretty long, but there's a lot going on, so check it out. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. And we are live here at what we like to call the real South Africa.
Travel and tourism.
Yeah, so I'm assuming that we're going to get several people um, on this live so they can ask questions, find out what's going on. And then, of course, we have some special guests here as well. We have a guest that came here with the real South Africa. So we want you guys to get their first impressions of South Africa for sure. So definitely stay tuned, definitely for that. What else you thinking, Tasha?
I'm thinking that I want to thank everybody for allowing us to get to 35K. That was a big
What's
jump for us.
35K? What's that?
35,000 subscribers. So thank you guys. Continue to like, share, and subscribe so that we can continue to give you guys the content as it relates to travel and tourism here in South Africa.
Of course. And you guys know that we are a travel and tourism company. So what we try to do is to bring to you guys direct, what's going on here in South Africa as far as tourism is concerned. Because I know a lot of you guys in the U.S. Don't know what's going on. There's so much going on, but you never see about it. You never hear about it. You don't hear anything from the tourism bureaus. You don't hear anything except maybe some things you might see on YouTube and so forth. So, but we do understand that,
Yeah.
and that's why we are expats from the U.S. and we live here, obviously in Johannesburg, South Africa, and so we felt that there was a need, so we wanted to bring that to you. So let me show you this, because this is what we do.
Come and visit beautiful Cape Town. Be a tourist in the City of Gold, Johannesburg. Enjoy the warm water of the Indian Ocean in Durban. Interact with wildlife on a private game reserve. Luxury 5-star hotels. And of course, world-class spas. Contact the Real South Africa today for your African adventure.
So you guys see what we do, and I'm sure you guys got comments. I'm sure you guys are thinking, "Wow, they actually do these types of things." We actually do, and we do it at a high level. So, like I said, we really appreciate all the people that are actually, have taken part in our a journey. I would say.
Yeah, it's definitely been a journey. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have heard our stories, but for those of you that have not, our journey started back in 2010 for him, 2011 for our family. And it just became, a pull for us to visit South Africa as often as we could.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was interesting because, like I said, people, it's funny because our story started so long ago. It wasn't like we just discovered South Africa last week, came to South Africa. Because when we came, there was nothing in place. There was no like, okay, who do you call? What do? You either went on a safari, because that's basically, I think that's all they basically sell us. And then, of course, we we so yeah, so we came here and we was like, we would love to see our people coming to South Africa properly, being able to enjoy all the things that's here every day.
And it's not just safari, which is why we were so taken back.
Even though we like safari,
I love a good safari. I love a good safari. For those of you that are on the fence about safaris, you have to go before you say you don't like it, and then once you go, you'll say you actually will like it. I've not had one person, not one, that
I'm gonna ask these Tansy Moors.
I know, right? I would ask them. I've not had one person that went on a game drive that didn't want to go, that came back and was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I almost missed that." So outside of that, we were being shown what we call the real South Africa, which is everyday life for people here in South Africa, things that they had access to, things that they enjoyed that we know for a fact our people would enjoy. So we started to take all of that in, visit as often as we could, and now we share those things with our travelers.
Yeah. And of course we do things, to the best, professional, because we were professionals, before we got here. So, it kind of reflects on what and how we do business on this side. Like I said, us being professionals in the US for all those years, being business people, owning companies and things along that line, it was very easy for us to look at this from a perspective of, how can we take this niche market to the US consumers and say, hey, this is what's available. Because to be honest with you, I think a lot of this was geared towards the European crowd.
100%.
Yeah, that's
And-
what we found.
And it's still kind of that way, to be honest. I mean, it's not that they are completely ignoring the North American market. However, the way they do their marketing, a lot of it falls on deaf ears, meaning it falls on deaf on our ears. So, we're here to kind of fill a gap, to kind of make sure that you know what's available, know what's real, know what's honest. And because we are boots on the ground, that definitely gives you a sense of security and lets you know that we are, legit when we say the things that we do say.
Absolutely, absolutely. So what have we been doing lately?
We've been all over the place. Been all over the place.
Yeah, I just came back from Cape Town just this morning. I went yesterday and I came back this morning. And I think tomorrow we're
heading back to the bush.
Yeah. Going back to the bush.
Back to Mpumalanga.
Yeah.
That's where we'll be for the next couple of days. And the good thing about that is that we do have packages to Mpumalanga already. You guys are welcome to go check those out. We have a video that's up that we've done recently about Mpumalanga. Just want to shed some more light on some of the other provinces here in South Africa, let you know that if you truly want a bush experience, not just a safari, which we do take you on for a full day, but a proper bush experience, South Africa does offer that at a very high level. And of course, we have the opportunity to bring that to you.
Yeah. And, honestly, one of my favorite things to do is to go to the bush. Eventually, if you go back, like Tasha said, and watch, I think the last video that we have out, I'm putting like 3 or 4 videos together talking about the bush, because I want, and so you can see it for yourself. Because I know our people, and I think if they see these types of offerings, they'll be like, you know what, I want to do that. That is something that's special.
And I think they'll want to do it because everyone will have to admit that, when we say go on safari, go on bush, you are thinking camping. Like, you don't have another idea other than I'm going to be sleeping outside in a tent. In a what's those sleeping bag, like a sleeping bag. It's not that kind of
bugs flying around your head and you're trying to figure it out.
No, it's nothing like that. It's really just like being in a proper hotel or apartment or anything that you would think is comfortable or home, but it's out in the middle of, I won't say the woods, because it's not really the woods. Like, what is it? What is it?
Well, they call it the high veil and the low veil here in South Africa.
And the bushveld.
Bushveld, yeah.
Bosveld, or what? Yeah, something along those lines that I can't say. But nevertheless, there's trees around and there's animals.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good experience. So that's why we've been there many times, and now we're gonna put a little bit more emphasis on getting you guys, out there and whatnot. So also too, we got a couple other things that are going on. Like, people are always asking, what are you guys doing? One thing I want to say, we really appreciate a lot of the South Africans, no matter where we go, from Richards Bay to other parts of KZN to Eastern Cape to especially all over Gauteng and Northwest. They see us in the streets and they say, "Hey, we're South Africa,"
and like, "Hi." Yeah. Very sweet, very welcoming, very warm, very grateful. Just like we are of them.
Yeah. So we really appreciate their support, because a lot of times they see our people coming through and they're like, "Oh, the real South, they must be here with the real, South Africa." So we really appreciate that, and they always, compliment us on the work we're doing, for South Africa, bringing the tourists here and bringing good people, such as the people that you're going to meet shortly, the Tansy Moors, that came here with us. So. But yeah, so we've been doing that, and then of course, we did the real estate tour,
2022.
Yeah,
and backed by popular demand, there's the real estate tour 2023. Yeah. The dates have been picked. It's November 17th through the 27th, 2023. I understand it is over a holiday that you guys sometimes covet, but I promise you, spending a holiday away from the family will absolutely blow your mind away if you get a chance to come on this real estate tour. Everyone loved it last year.
Yeah, they fell in love with it.
And for their Thanksgiving, quote unquote, they got to be in the bush and have this huge boma, which they loved. And I think
Boma's like let's explain a boma to them.
You want me to explain the
A
boma?
boma is this. In this case, it was out in the bush where where the animals are.
Yeah.
Animals are running around and giraffes and whatnot. But inside there, they had a big fire going on, and then of course they had all the food that you can possibly want set up for you. It was extremely nice. We really appreciated the fact that we was able to introduce some African Americans to this situation. And once we introduced it to them, they was like, whoa, this was literally over the top. They didn't really expect it. And the fact was, a lot of them wasn't really interested in going until they got out there.
And then when they got out there and they got their first game drive under their belt, you'll hear Mark say that they were like all looking at their phones, like not paying attention. Then the first thing that pops up is a giraffe, and they're all like glued to the side of the truck taking pictures. And it was funny for us because we had watched the whole journey and the transition of them, not being interested to literally going on as many game drives as they could in that 3-day period. There's 2 a day, and some of them went on every single one that they could. Even the morning that they were departing, they went on another game drive.
Yeah, just before they left. So it was pretty good. And I think like right now, because we for everybody to communicate, we did a WhatsApp group. And, normally we would, shut that WhatsApp group down when she leave because it's just another space that we need to get rid of. But we kept it open, and, they became friends. They didn't know each other when they got here. They became friends. They're close. It seems like they're pretty close. They have a shared experience of South Africa. And then since then, I think we did one interview with Matt Harris.
Yeah.
Harrison, and he came back, and it was only like 4 months, 5 months. He came back, and so he's making his way. There were several people who actually, purchased homes. Yeah, like literally purchased homes. They bought land. They put their name down on particular plots, or we call them stands. So the real estate tour did a whole lot, and I think the biggest thing was they got orientated to South Africa.
Yes.
It's not like all day you're doing home stuff, because in the evening you can go do whatever you want. And so they went and enjoyed themselves. They did a little nightlife. Some of the stuff I'm finding out after they don't got back.
I know it. I was like, y'all did what?
They're like, yeah.
I was like, you know what? That's why you couldn't get up the next morning. Yeah. Now I know what was actually going on, but it's all good. They had a great time, built some bonds, like Mark said. So if you have the opportunity and the time and the desire to come and, look at the investment market, look at the real estate market, look and see what opportunities exist in that market for yourself, go to the website, book the real estate tour. It's definitely something that was successful before and is gearing up to be successful again. We've got a lot of new properties, a lot of new estates that we're going to be looking at, lots of lockup and goes, lots of other investment types of properties that I think that a lot of people would be interested in.
Yeah, so it's really going to be good. So if obviously we have a limited amount of people that can come on it, because we want to give everybody, that the people that is coming, the opportunity to talk one-on-one with the real estate agents and all the real estate professionals at those estates. So that's the real estate piece and whatnot. Now we got another thing coming up for you guys as well, another offering, which is going to be we call it the our driver's experience. Let me show you what it's going to look like. That's what it's going to look like, and it's going to be amazing. I'm only telling you. Yeah, it's going to be amazing, and that's going to happen in January
of 2024.
Yeah, of 2024. So you can go to our website and find that as well. We're going to be driving them AMGs. We're going to be driving those Jaguars, and we're going to be doing Land Rovers. So anybody can come. You can sign up for that as well. South Africa has so much to offer, and just the basics. Not the basic stuff, but we only scratch the surface a lot. But we're here every day, so we get these offerings all the time. Hey, can you come out and check out this? Can you come check out that? And we do, and then we like, okay, is that something that we can share with our people, that would be interested. And of course, we're going to do it at a 5-star level anyway. There's going to be very, very nice hotels, very nice dinners. The lunch is going to be awesome. The locations are going to be awesome, and all that is happening right here, within South Africa, and just about our packages in general. And of course, maybe the Tanzamores will validate and verify, but we try to get things at a really good clip. We don't want you coming all this way and be like, man, I'm in a Motel 6. That's just not going to work. We don't do that. So, but yeah, and then of course the dinners and everything. We want everything, to work for you. So that's what we do. So now, without further ado, we have a couple here, right? Richard and Dion Tanzamore. Let me introduce those guys.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
There you are. How you doing?
Are you guys on? Oh, there you are. Hold on.
I didn't get your mic right. Oh, let me get your mic right.
Why is it not doing it?
Is your...
Can't unmute this.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, there you are.
All right.
Okay.
Oh. You can try to be mindful because usually the host can unmute so that you don't catch a lot of the background. So I kept us on mute. But yeah.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. We're very well. Thank you.
How long have you guys been back now?
Can you hear
me? A month.
Okay, so how have you processed the last month since you guys have been back?
It's been challenging. I will say for me, the next day after we got back on a Saturday afternoon, and that Saturday we were just unpacking and kind of decompressing a bit, resting. And then Sunday, I went out to run a couple of errands, and I felt the difference. I could immediately feel the difference of being in South Africa for 10 days and then being here for 1 day. And I was a wreck. I was emotional. I came back home, I was just weeping. I was just like, I get it. So we've been grappling with that feeling for over 30 days now, and it's been difficult. It's really been difficult for us. Every day or every other day, there's a random conversation because we remember something about the trip. We remember something happened in the day that triggers us, and we're just like, you know what? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what we talking about? What about South Africa? Are we tracking those flights? When we because yeah, this isn't cutting it. So it's been rough. Thank you for that though, in a good way.
Richard, do you have anything to add?
Before you add, see if you can get your mic a little closer.
Okay.
Just a little bit, and we will.
And then I'll turn the volume up as well.
Oh, yeah. This is good. I'm sure everybody in the room is like, okay. So now,
is that better?
That's good. That's good. But we did understand what you were saying. You said you was going through a stage of grief. I get it.
Yes. Rich was over here consoling me in the kitchen, like, get it, like, pull yourself together. But he's like, I was hoping I wasn't gonna make him be emotional because he understood why I was like, I just didn't like the experience of going to these Walmart and the CVS here. It was like I don't know, maybe an hour I was outside, and I came back and I was just like, this is stupid. I don't like it.
She said this place is stupid. I don't like it.
Wait a minute. Let me ask Richard because basically you were talking about home. You said you don't. That's home. Yeah.
Where did your sound go? Your sound is leaving us.
It is.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. I have it up. Can you hear?
When you're that close, I can hear you
You
perfectly.
can hear me? Okay, we'll scoot up a little bit. Is that better?
It
We
keeps going out.
and
I
we're
don't know what's
getting
going
there.
on.
Oh, that's crazy.
So,
Oh, we don't want to be that live where it goes south.
Yeah, that's odd.
is it there now?
It just keeps. It's like muffled. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, let me see.
What do you know?
Okay, can you hear it? Is it better?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Um, yeah, for me, I already kind of knew. I watched y'all enough. I was like,
Okay.
yeah, I'm ready to go watch my family right now, and let them. They're gonna help me get some more information. So my whole thing, even past trips, I was always keep talking about South Africa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But wait till we get to South Africa, and,
Yeah.
and it was exactly how you guys said. So speaking about your Motel 6, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a lovely Motel 6. The Michelangelo apartments, lovely Motel 6. You know, um, I mean, it was just great, man. When we got in. We got in. I think it was Peter that picked us up.
Mm-hmm.
And he drove us through, and we got to look around and stuff like that. And it was amazing to see that so many people, for people back home who thought that that is all like, oh, you thinking it's all just animals and people riding around on zebras and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, it's a lot of BMW zebras and a lot of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
zebras and a lot of Lamborghinis and Ferrari zebras.
Yeah.
So, it was good to go and experience it for ourselves, to see it, and to know that South Africa is not all what they make it to be in the U.S. The
Mhm.
U.S. got us thinking that it's just all bad, and I'm here to tell y'all that it is wonderful. It is
Mhm.
wonderful, and I'm sitting trying to figure out before they try to close the doors on us.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, get a little closer. I don't know what's going on.
No, we heard him fine. Now we can't hear you.
Now you can hear me. Can you hear me? Is that
Uh,
why is it not on my voice?
I don't
Or
know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Rich is so clear.
yeah, is
Maybe it's
it?
only tuning to Richard's voice.
I guess so. Can you hear me? Is it okay? Come in.
Oh.
Rich is fine. Sit on his lap.
That's how we
so
got
so
both
can you
ends.
so can you can hear me, right?
Hey, you just
Yeah.
fine.
You can hear me. Oh, that's crazy.
You might have to speak for her.
Let me see. Over here. Does
Okay.
that help?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
That helps. Okay, it must be the
A
side
lot.
that the mic is on. Um, what was I gonna say? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm not sure. You were just talking about the 30 days and how, so we make sure we wrap up that thought of the 30 days being back, and how does that feel? And
Yeah.
I told you, it's caused a bit of anxiety because you're still grappling with the day to day of here's what you've spent so many years learning and knowing, and
Mm-hmm.
you thought it was right, you thought it was okay, the mindset that you have. And so some of the things you mentioned, Mark, about when you do go to South Africa or just to the continent in general, you have to check yourself. You really got
Yeah.
to check yourself. And when I say that, that means the things that we buy into, that I'm, because I live over here, I'm better.
Mm-hmm.
We do a chase of get away from us, because anytime there's more of us, that means it's not good. And to be constantly surrounded by beautiful people, beautiful places, beautiful things, it was overwhelming because we learn here we don't deserve anything good, right? Only one or two of us in the
Yeah.
neighborhood, only one or two of us on the job, only, it can only be a couple of us in order for it to still be nice. When there's too many of us, it can't be. And I was just so blown away in a wonderful way being in South Africa, that it was just beautiful everywhere. And we're not just talking about the scenery, right? I'm talking about from how people were living, how they were moving about day to day. It was, and to be in the majority, and you could just be like, it's okay to have nice things. We do know how to take care of stuff. We do want more. It came when we were coming back. I was like, I feel like we went backwards.
Wow.
I feel like the mindset is dated. It's still immature for us as a people, and we could really grow up if we come to the continent. We grow up. You mature. You become proud. Oh, you can't tell me nothing. You know.
Yeah.
And I understand why there's a pride. You know, when anyone from the continent goes anywhere, there's a pride, and I attribute that to they are moving with the freedom that we will never know in the U.S. And it has nothing, your title doesn't matter here in the US, your money doesn't matter. You're constantly reminded you don't matter. But there, no matter what level you're on, you know you matter, and you move with that arrogance, you move with that freedom, because it's just there. And that's part of the reason why I was weeping, because I said, I get it. They have a freedom we don't even know. We just don't know. I got to sample that, and that was exciting. Yeah.
It's funny that you say they have a freedom, because I look at it the same way you look at it as well. But their confidence of knowing who they are is also something that we won't ever really know either. Yeah. So you look at that in complete awe. You're like, man, that must be nice. Yeah. That must be nice to just know.
Yeah.
Like, like, you know what I mean? So to be around that, is a privilege for us every day. And I'm just grateful that you got to sample it and understand that, you know, you got to be a part of it for a little while.
Yeah. And they don't have to turn it off. No South African, no one from they're not turning off who they are. Here, it's a constant switching of the, you know, you're flipping the switch. You're always, and that's what I realized when I went out to run a few errands. I just slowly felt things rising, like, oh, I'm getting prepared again, because I was like, oh, is that a police officer behind me? And then I just went through my head of, hey, do I have my license? Do I have this? My insurance. I was like, I think I have my insurance on an app on my phone, but I don't know the login. This was in my head in a 10-minute drive from one store to the next. And I was just like, this is stupid. I don't like it. And I didn't realize how much you just do it. Going through the store, the grocery store it looked like it had been ransacked. And I just said, wait a minute. Didn't we just come back to the US where we're supposed to have so much and everything? And I was like, what are we getting ready to do? Armageddon? Is there a storm coming? What happened that these shelves are empty? Because when I was in Woolworths.
There you go.
Let me tell you, Woolworths. Come on through Woolworths, because Woolworths is getting it done.
Come back through, Richard. Come the other side.
Okay.
Still can't hear you.
Can you hear?
Where'd you go?
We're gonna get it together.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
We're gonna get together.
So in the apartments, when you know, of course, you guys know the apartments is linked to the mall. And when we first went downstairs, we was walking through the mall. That's how we wound up missing you guys for dinner. When we first went through the mall and we was looking, we was like, why is somebody pushing a cart through the mall? Until we went to Woolworths. And then when we went to Woolworths, we was like, oh, wait a minute. So we was getting some stuff to take back to the apartment. And we was like, oh, wait a minute. We're going to have to carry this all the way back to the apartment. And the lady was like, oh, no, you can take the cart through the mall. We was like, through the mall? And she was like, yeah, take it through the mall. Man, not only did we take the cart, we took the cart all the way back to the apartment.
Yeah.
We got lost. We got lost in the mall trying to get back to the apartment. So we wind up at the hotel side. And police was like, oh, no, this side is closed. So then he told the guy, he said, take them to where the elevator's at. He said, oh, you lost. And I said, we was like, yeah. He said, you're not lost no more.
Yeah.
That's cool. And he took us up. See, it's that type of thing where somebody didn't point you in a direction. This guy actually took us all the way to the apartment door. And then we unloaded our groceries and he took the cart and he took it back. You know, I said, see, you're not getting that.
No.
You're not going to get that here, nowhere. So now when Dion talks, she always says, it's bedtime at home. So we should be in bed right now, but
Yeah.
we over here in this other country. We need to be back home where it's bedtime.
Yeah. So you had a good experience. That I could take it that you had a good experience here
Yes.
in South Africa.
Oh, the oldest two is they once they saw apartments and they went to they was at Botanical Gardens. Yeah, they went to the Botanical Gardens because they was, you know, they Ubering it. They was getting out. They was getting out Ubering and going places and all that stuff. So they was at the Botanical Gardens and you know, you can see when they got back here, their wheels was turning. So they thinking, they was like, man, these apartments over there, we can get a couple of those. So and they thinking on how to get back and be like, oh, we need to buy property.
Now you said that you have 4 children, yes?
Yes.
And you brought all 4 of them, and they range in ages from 20s to teenagers, right?
Can you hear me?
The twins are 24. You can hear me, right? The twins are 24. Daniel is 14 and Olivia is 13.
Okay, so the twins were plotting and planning, it sounds like.
Yes. They went one went to one went out to a club. He was with
There you go.
he was with some Vogue model or something. She took him out to a club. And the other one was at a rugby game one day. He was at a rugby game. He did an interview at a rugby game. So they saw him. And they was like, hey, come on. We want to interview you. So he did an interview at a rugby game. And and they just was getting out. I mean, they was clubbing at nighttime and going out, and they just did their thing like they was, you know, like that was home.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So then I have to ask the question, because this is something that Dion and I talked about, and she was worried about the structure of how the trip was set up, but I'm sure I assured you that they would find their way, that you didn't have to everything didn't need to be planned, that they would find their way because of the way the environment is set up. They would find their way, and it sounds like I didn't steer you wrong. They did exactly what I knew they would do when they got here, and you felt safe with them being out, correct?
Oh yeah.
There was no concern. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
There was no concern about safety for us or our children. It was so refreshing to not say, be careful. It was just whatever they were doing, they could just do it. And the freedom they felt to just get an Uber and go, to just move and be like, yeah, I went to the club, or we went over here to Hard Rock, and oh, we did this and that. They tried to go to a college, and they realized that you can't just walk on a campus, honey. Yeah. Oh no, South Africa is not having it. You're just not going to show up on a campus, which is something there was different for them because they've gone to college, and so they know you just walk on.
Yeah.
And there they were turned away, and at first they didn't know how to take it. Like, why can't we come on the campus? Until we went to visit the school, this is at the high school for our youngest two, and it was like Fort Knox trying to get in there, and we had an appointment. So that was an eye opener, and I love that. And like I said, just the safety, just moving. You don't even think about it. You don't even think about it, and that was so nice. That was so just breathe. You didn't have to be so uptight about how you were moving, because you realize, Don't nobody want you.
Yeah.
And nobody checking for you. I mean, you just ease right on in. You know, somebody may look like, oh, you're tall. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a showstopper. Nobody's really pressing you in that way. And I thought it was so great that they could make connections so easy. Here
Yeah.
it's work. You know, who are you? What you do?
Yeah.
Where do you live? Because if you don't live in the right area, you can't be my friend,
Yeah.
right? There, it didn't matter. It did not matter, and that I like. Now for the females, I have to say the guys. Oh, he making friends. Richard made friends. My son made friends. For
Yeah.
females, I feel like we're a little bit more like, hey, but I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't walk away having a ton of like female friends, but I didn't feel like anyone was dismissive of me either. You know,
Mhm.
I just felt like that's that woman thing. Like if
Yeah.
I see you again, you'll be my, you know. But, yeah.
So it was over. It
Can you
was
see?
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trying to
Yeah. It was other people that came from the states that we ran into along the way.
Mm-hmm.
In Soweto, we ran into some people that was from Indianapolis, and Soweto. They was going through, and then when we was at the Apartheid Museum, we ran into some people there and was talking to them and stuff like that. But for the most part, like our guide, our driver for the safari, you know,
Yes.
I talked with him a lot. We got each other's emails and stuff like that, and yeah, I said I talked to some other Zulus, and he was like, yeah, I can see you being Zulu. He said, he said, I see the way you move. He said, and you move like the Zulus. He said,
Mhm.
so I think you Zulu. So I was like, I'll take that because we met the Zulu tribes when we went out to the what was that? The cultural village. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah, that was really nice.
We ate a worm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So funny.
Yep.
Yeah,
It wasn't bad. It was salty, right?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
salty.
Yeah.
It was good.
Hold
It was good.
on one second. But I do want to just shout out Joy Cho. She decided to give a little love offering. We truly appreciate it for promoting the beautiful country of South Africa.
Thanks, Joy.
You know, on a level in which we can all understand and grasp and say, you know what, I want to come. So I just want to say thank you, Joy.
Thank you, Joy. Sorry about that, guys.
No, you're good.
That's okay.
So,
Go ahead, Tasha.
so the little ones, the teenagers, how are they? How are they?
Mhm.
They're good.
Good.
Since they've been back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
scoot over a little bit.
Y'all always gotta take turns. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Perfect.
yes, yes.
Okay. They're good. Our 14, Daniel, 14-year-old,
Mhm.
he's a little more, he's happy he's back only because he's had the same friends since maybe
Oh,
like
you can't tell me that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
kindergarten, right? So he was upset when we were visiting the school, and after we visited the homes and we were talking to the real estate agents about how long it would take to build, if we were interested in building, so on and so forth. It just felt really real for him. And when we had a conversation with him afterwards, it was like, so how did you like the schools? How did you like what you saw? He liked what he saw. He just was sad thinking, oh, I'm going to lose my friends. The familiarity of what he knows, right? That going away, that separation. And for 1 second, Richard and I kind of sympathized with him And then we were like, you know what? This ain't about you. It's about mom and daddy.
Yeah, at some point.
You kick rocks with that. If we move, we just move. And if you want to go back when you 18, bye. You'll be okay. We just had a really selfish parent moment for a minute. Like we spend a lot of time thinking about them. He doesn't realize if our decision to move before you finish school, it benefits him as well in ways he doesn't even realize, that opportunity to be international, to go to school in a totally different continent, country, and be inundated with something besides here. I almost feel like we did a disservice not knowing about this sooner, because we could have been like out of here so that our children don't have to be programmed constantly for prepare for this. Here's before you go outside, when you drive your car, when you just being. So he loves it. He won't totally admit it. He does. But when he got back, he just wanted to go. He went right back into his routine, can you take me here? Can I do this? My friends want to go there. And I was like, shut up about you and your friends. I don't care. I don't care right now. I'm having a moment. And our daughter, she's ready. She's ready to ride wherever. She was like, bye here. Whenever mom and daddy say we gonna go, she's ready. Yeah. She really liked the school. She at first said she didn't want to admit it. But she could adjust very well. I just think that our middle child, always want to be seen and heard. But they had a great time. I do love the package that you put together for us. It was so well rounded. You can still hear me, okay, right?
Yeah, just fine.
Okay, it was so well rounded. Just the experience that we got to have as a family, and to enjoy that the country that in Johannesburg, and I say Dr.
Yes,
Blanton,
yes,
Dr. Blanton, when you suggested that we stay in one place, like stay in Johannesburg, do your 10 days there without bopping, moving around and saying Cape Town so that you can get it in. I still, when people say on your channel, it's not enough time, it literally isn't enough time, because you still feel like, oh, there's so much more to see. There's so much more to do, so much more to eat.
Yeah.
Now,
right.
hello, Mark, and for a minute, because, y'all like a TV station for us, right? It's like Thursday, on NBC here in the US. You just get your whole lineup and watch. So I'd be like, we're gonna watch the Blantons today. What are they showing on TV? But when people were always talking about the food, I was like, okay, I mean, the food is good, thank you. What else? Why do they keep talking about this food?
That's their choice.
No. I'm saying until you go and you eat that food. Now I said, oh, I know why they're talking about the food, because we won't shut up about the food. You understand?
Yeah.
Me and that ostrich, honey. Me and that ostrich. We are at one with each other. The food. I'm gonna be like the people now. The food. Hello, it is the presentation, the customer service. It is at a level they can't touch.
And hold on. And not just because they are working and you're paying them, but it's just genuine. It's a genuine thing. So when we was at Rocco Mama's.
Yeah, and that's something simple.
Yes, and that was great. And when he brought the burger, Olivia didn't want sesame seeds. She don't do sesame. So the burger, the bottom of the bun came out with the sesame, had so little sesame on it. And I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe we could just do it. He was like, no. I'm taking it back and I'll get you the right stuff, right? And took it back, got the right stuff. I mean, the customer service that they give you, no matter where you went. We ain't even gonna talk about signatures.
Please do.
Oh my
Please do.
goodness.
Please
But
do.
we was there in signatures, and we was there. The live band was playing.
Uh-huh.
You know, I got to go down to the
No, that
wine.
was the grill house.
Oh, no,
That
was
the
it? It was a
grill
grill house. Oh yeah, it was. Oh, that's another one. You know, yeah, but it was signatures was really nice. I mean, the band was
Excellent.
playing. You know, the guy was getting back and forth with me on the band because he looking. I'm like, yeah, that's not. And yes, they're playing all the music that you know. You know,
Yeah, of course.
so don't think that it's our music is not playing over there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah. You can hear me. 1947.
Yeah.
You can hear me. That restaurant in Soweto.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that was nice. The food was good. The just the vibe, right? The ambiance. It was all there. You just slid right in. You fit right in, and it was fantastic. Signature.
Shout out to Herb. Herb was wonderful.
Oh, our guide.
Herbie was wonderful. Herbie is a dictionary of knowledge.
But you know what's funny? Like, for example, you say 1947, right?
Mhm.
And we actually cultivated that whole thing some time ago. People was telling us about this, South Africans, a few South Africans. So we went down there. We actually did an interview with the owner, Lele, and so I said, "Look, this is what we need." Because to be honest with you, if they would have went down the street to the place where all the other tourists go, that's where you would have been, because that's where all the other tourists go. But I'm like, no, Lele, she's doing some great things up the street. That whole area there, she had a lot to do with it. She actually, through COVID, she actually basically tore that whole restaurant down and rebuilt it back
Yep.
up. Yeah, and so I know the story very well because she told it directly to me. So for you guys to go there, because her thing was, here you are in Soweto, you in a township, and you should be, in her mind, her people should be able to have a 5-star experience in Soweto. And
Mhm.
so when you say the experience and the vibe that you had, I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it works. It
Oh
works.
yeah. Oh, it was nice. It was so nice. Um, and again, you just are spoiled that from the time you're moving around, you enter places, we're everywhere. We just everywhere. People enjoying themselves, having a great time, and that is so. You don't want me moving my hands. I talk with my hands.
No,
I
that's
do
right.
too. I do
That's right.
too. It's
Yeah,
fun.
that was so refreshing, where you just didn't have to go to one little corner of the city to only enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
It was everywhere to go into signatures, and it, it was so nice. Just the setting. This was a 2-man band, and they were killing it. It was fantastic. I said, if this driver wasn't coming at 10 o'clock, I would stay, right? But I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna follow the rules, right? Because I know that we could have stayed longer, but made arrangements to get ourselves home. But I said, honey, I see a whole nother bottle of wine and 2 more hours hanging out here.
Mhm.
It was very nice. And the food, we had duck, and just the menu. We talk about
Yeah, it's massive.
it,
Yeah.
yes, and your options are so much better than you get here. Here, you just gonna get you some beef. You're gonna get maybe some shrimp, and if you get some lobster, this is our fine dining here in the States, right? And
Mhm.
I'm looking like, wait, there is ostrich on the menu, and they had the prawns. I'm like, when am I gonna have an opportunity to taste ostrich? I have to.
Yeah.
You have oxtails on the menu, you have lamb. It was just the duck, I was trying to remember, okay, let me make sure I remember all the different choices of meat that are not available over here, or you don't find them just on a regular menu, right? You don't. And that was nice. And I said, I've been eating meat, just eating meat.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel heavy on you. Are you good? Okay. It doesn't
Oh, yeah,
feel
you're great.
heavy on you. And it was good. It was so good. Everything, And
Yeah,
like I said, and the fact that the customer service adds to it, the environment adds to it, and you just feel so deserving of being treated kindly.
Yeah, because being in the U.S., you don't get it.
No.
I've been on levels in the U.S. personally, and you still don't get
Yeah.
what you got here there.
Right.
And I mean, we're not talking about going to Red Lobster. What's that little butter biscuit they got thing? Whatever. I
The
don't know.
cheddar bay biscuit.
Yeah, yeah. We're not talking
I
about.
think about them Tide biscuits and I don't want them nasty biscuits.
Yeah. So you did mention the food. I would assume. I think
Yes.
you enjoyed it.
So now you
And our children loved the food, just all the options that were available. They really enjoyed it as well.
Let me just say this comment, because sometimes when we're chatting with people from the U.S. and before they come here, and they ultimately come through and whatnot, and one of their things is I don't know if I can eat the food over there. I don't do they have vegan options? Do they have this? Do they have that? And they're like really like going in on the food, like I don't know, well, it better be good and whatever they say.
Yeah.
And the whole time,
Or they asked me if they have do they have International Delight coffee creamer? No, they don't. But
No.
but they have real coffee here, and I
Yeah.
promise you, once you drink coffee here,
Yes.
do you drink coffee?
Yes. Yes.
How was the coffee?
It was delicious.
Yes.
It was delicious. It is so good. It is so good. Okay, you can hear me.
Yeah.
This is mug and bean. Is that
Yeah.
right? Hello. Come on, cup of coffee. You just snuggle up like yes, delicious. And I say hands down, it doesn't compare. And I'll say that because I've ordered coffee in from a Caribbean place before, and I was like, nah, that coffee over there in South Africa, they putting something special in that coffee.
That coffee tastes good.
There's some love in there. That's what's in it. Yes.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I was trying to make sure I remember certain little things that are still big, because you see you may not get it here. But it'll come along. Like, so when you were talking about the food, everything, whatever you want, you vegan, they got you. You're a meat eater, they got you. If you're a combination, they have it. You don't have to worry about food being excessively spicy. That's not you. You want French, you want chips, or we call our French fries. You're gonna get your chips there. You're gonna get all of that, and it's gonna be better. It's just going to be better. You don't even know how it's going to be better until you go, and it's going to be better. It just is. Yeah. I don't think they just throw the food together. They're like, here. It's something different.
They tell you a lot of times, even at 1947 and a lot of the places that we take you guys to eat, they tell you, it's going to take a while because they prepare all their food fresh.
Yeah.
So when you say you could have stayed at Signature 2 more hours, you easily could have, because it takes a little bit of time to prepare all of your food to make sure that it's proper. And that's another part of the food experience here in South Africa. It's a very social experience. And that's why when you are eating, you shouldn't feel rushed. We give you a couple hours because we know for a fact to spend 2 hours in a restaurant in the US is blasphemous. They get you in and out in like 30 minutes. So So 2 hours to really consume the food, take in all the atmosphere. Those are the things that we really want you to experience, because
Exactly.
those things don't come. I mean, usually if you go to the US, they're rushing because they need that table. They're
Yeah,
rushing,
yeah,
to leave. And you don't get that here. You can have a reservation at a table, be 2 hours late, and they won't take that table from you. They'll hold it
really.
for you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And my family knows I'm the slow eater in
Uh-huh.
the
Okay.
family. So I get very annoyed when we go out to eat here in the States because you're rushed. You're always rushed. And I just want to sit. I want to take my time, eat my food. I want to enjoy my family or out with my husband without chop, chop, let's go, out of here, out of here. And so I appreciated that. I could just take little nibbles if that's what I want to do. Enjoy my glass of wine, enjoy the music, enjoy the people. Because I'm like, because I don't live here yet. So I got to take it all in, right? I got to take it all in. But here, they treat us like a cattle prod. Just come on, yeah, yeah, get on in, shovel this
Yep.
food in your mouth, and get out because we need this next table because these people been sitting out in the parking lot or on the bench outside or standing for the past hour. Yeah, there
Mm-hmm.
was none of that when we went. Even when we went out on our own
Yeah.
or when we went to the dinners that you'd arranged for us. And that was so nice. We haven't been to a reservation dinner, a reserved dinner at a dinner time, right? Like dinner is at 6. We're gonna get picked up at 6:30. Oh, okay. Oh, it's like, oh, we're gonna be hungry by then. But it's like a proper time to be getting ready to go out to eat. Now we think about it when we're at home because of course you go through your normal rigmarole of, hey, let's be trying to eat, be done, take your baths, all of that. It was just nice to say, oh, this is set aside time for the family to go out and eat together. And I'll tell you, it's been a minute since we've done that and not have to be rushed. And every one of us enjoyed our food, enjoyed the place. I'm just still kind of taking it all in. That's why I said over these past 30 days, you're still picking things apart about, remember when that woman told us, don't pour your wine. Don't. Like, don't touch nothing.
I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
We're going to do that for you. And that was just those little courtesies that you're like, and I didn't get mistreated, and it didn't break the bank to just have a really great dining experience. And that, you appreciate it even more when you come back. Um,
Yeah.
because we're like, this is all we got to pick from. Don't nobody want no Chipotle today. That's all we got. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, here we go. Maybe let's go to Chick-fil-A today. That's all we
Oh
got.
my gosh.
That's
It's
how I feel.
But it's funny you mentioned Chick-fil-A because we have a lot of children that eat Chick-fil-A, and the parents are
Parents.
concerned
Yeah.
when they come over. They're like, "Do you guys have a Chick-fil-A?" I'm like, "No, but we got better chicken."
You got
And
right.
then they get, my
Hey,
kids
hey,
aren't gonna eat. What you say, Reggie? What you got?
You got Rocco Mama. And you got
You got Rocco.
what was the other one? The Firehouse. With the little
Fire room.
restaurant we went to the
Uh,
restaurant. It was at the Mall of Africa, and it's right on the outside where the Ferris
It's
wheel and all that stuff is.
it's a
fire room.
There's a
Fire
sushi
room,
place.
yes, yeah,
Fire
it's the
room.
fire
Yeah.
room. We went to the fire
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fire
Yeah,
room.
we was
Hmm.
there. Yep, sat out on the
Very nice. Huh?
balcony and ate. Yes, yes, yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
Y'all had
But
good weather
But
too.
but think of these lifestyles that are here in South Africa that is available to us.
yeah,
They are available. These
yeah,
lifestyles are available. And I mean, obviously, we've been here over 5 years, and that's not to include all the visits we did between 2010 and 2017. So we got very comfortable with it. So that's why it was just an easy transition.
yeah.
But you're gonna have to, like you guys did, come see it for yourself, and then you can start making some real moves. Because then you're obviously you're motivated now versus just
Yes,
Yeah, you're motivated. So we tell people all the time, people are like, hey, I just want to move. I'm like, look, you need to come see it. And if you see it, and then if you got to sell your house very quickly, or if you have to, whatever you need to do, you're going to do it because you want to get back to these lifestyles, you know, and they are readily available.
Yeah. And that's the part. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
You can hear me okay? That's the part that
Yes.
I think you're going to grapple with when you come back. If it really hit home with you in some way when you go to South Africa, you're going to come back and you're grappling with, how do I get there? So some of your clientele who's retired, getting a pension, that for me, my husband and I feel like, oh, it's so easy for them. Like they're just going to be up very quickly because they don't have the concern of, how do I keep that money, that US dollar coming in to, but for those that are in the middle, say we got the combination of a couple of kids still in school, we have work that may not be remote. How do you untangle from what you want to, you want to untangle from it because you realize this is not what I wanted. This isn't what I want. How do I untangle from something that I've been around and been inundated with for the past 50, 51, years? How do I detach? And sometimes you feel like I'm just throwing it all away and I'm getting on the plane and leaving. I'll figure it out. That's how you feel. That's how we felt a couple of times in these past 30 days. Like, forget it. I see why people pack up and just roll out. Like, I don't want to do all that planning, because the planning feels so frustrating in an environment over here that always puts up a barrier. It feels like every time you're trying to do something for yourself to better yourself, here comes a barrier. Here comes the obstacle you got to jump over. Here comes the setback that financially prevents you from reaching the goal that you're trying to reach. And it feels like, oh, y'all trying to exhaust me because I'm trying to get somewhere. You watched me buy that ticket. You saw my passport for my family of 6 got stamped. And we plotting on something, and you trying to keep us from being great. And I'm like, I'm not having it. I'm not having it.
They won't let me be great. Why they won't let me be great?
Let me be great. Yes. So it's that, like, oh, I see you. And the frustrating part is your wheels are spinning, trying to say, all right, oh, responsibly, 5 years, 10 years sounds like that gives us time to plan and do this and get things in order. And there's a part of you like, I don't want that. I don't need no order. If you look at my track record, remember when we made decisions and we figured it out, right? You still like, I'm trying to get over there before they buy up all the houses, before it gets to before it gets to before they take everything away. You feel like, so people gonna come and buy up all the houses and it's gonna be too expensive.
But I will say this to you. I will say this to you. There was a time, like I said, I know we didn't really have anybody to talk to. There was no the real South Africa. It was just
us.
It feels weird because we see where you guys are and we remind ourselves, here we are in 2012. We're in Cape Town. We're in Cape Town doing our thing, trying to figure out, do we want to stay in Cape Town? Do we want to stay in Joburg? We had no guidance on that. So we figured all these things out. So when we set things up and kind of show people, it's because we've been through this whole thing.
And we hit a lot of branches that we don't want anybody else to hit.
So I would say, like, if, for example, if I'm mid-50s, right? But I was a time when I was mid-40s, believe it or not. And
I know.
It actually happened. It came and it went. But I will tell you this, building that relationship like you're doing now, like, for example, you had your first taste, and there's so much more. And you keep going back and forth, even if it's only, I'm just making it up, even if it's only once a year. I had to do it at least 2 or 3 times a year. I just couldn't. It get to a point to where you reverse your roles, and the U.S. becomes the place you just go to when you're not here.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I just went to the U.S. I do what we did what we had to do real
And
quick,
then run.
and then I'm like, okay, I'm out, and then we'll look at the planes, the flights, and
That was the crazy part though. This dude right here, and I'm about to tell his business for a minute.
Yeah.
He would be online almost every day looking at flights. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, as soon as I find a flight that's cheap, I'm out.
Yep.
It'll be like Monday. He's like, I found a cheap flight. I'm leaving Thursday. I'm like, you leaving Thursday? He's like, yeah, I'm only going to be gone for 10 days time, but I'll be back. I'm stuck in the office, but he can work remotely at this point. So he's like, I'm out.
Yeah.
And he would come every chance he got. Every time he found a good flight, he's like, hey, I found another flight. So finally, I said, next time you find a flight, I'm going. You're not gonna keep leaving me.
Yeah. No, I see what coming as much, but that's how you do it. Eventually, the U.S. become the place where you just go to until you can get back, and that's what I was doing. And then we finally wrapped up things, and once we wrapped up things, we was like, what do we literally, because we had a company and we sold it in January, and we was like, what are we doing? We came here in June to buy our house. And then we came back, and then once the paperwork was done, everything was done. We came back in September, and every time we have to go back, which is very, very little. I mean, as least as possible. We don't go back. Every time we go back, it's so depressing, because you got to put all that back on, and
you keep it tucked away.
Yeah,
you keep it tucked away.
Yeah.
And when you think about putting it back on, you're like, it's like it gets heavier and heavier, and then and I'm waiting for the moment where I'm going to be like, I'm just not going to go back anymore. I mean, my parents are still there, so eventually I have to, take care of that.
Yeah,
but having to go back, it causes extreme anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, stomach issues, like you name it, headaches. Just at the thought of having to go back, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's not until you have been there. You hear me okay?
Yeah.
You hear me? It's not until your guests have come there that they now understand what they've been hearing people who've gone say, whether they're watching a YouTube or a live. You feel like, oh, I hear them. It may make you feel emotional, but it's not until you've gone that you now are like, I understand exactly why some of your people, your guests from the your real estate tour back in November have been back within a 6-month time frame. Like, they're back because we're over here like, can we come back in December? Can we come? Because to wait another year feels like torture. You want that feeling again. You want that comfort. You want your guard down. So, Mark, I definitely understand why you wanted to go. And as me as a Black woman talking and seeing my husband, right, as a man, be able to just move and be, I support that. I support that. I feel like he could be there and be appreciated and be seen in a great way, to be constantly acknowledged as he's moving about, and nobody want and nothing from you. You could just, I was like, just the respect. It was so different, and I could sit back there and be like, yes. To say somebody say hello to you, and where here we get so accustomed to passing each other by and no one saying nothing to you, no one acknowledging you. You're always having your guard up. To see my men be able to be, that was good. Yeah, that was
awesome.
It was really, you don't realize how important it is. So when he's making friends and getting people's WhatsApp numbers, I was just like, now you don't have just one friend no more, right? You can.
I met one guy in the mall. He just walked up and started talking about my shirt. And, we exchanged numbers and everything. And he was, like you said, Mark, he was calling me that night. Like he was calling me
Yeah.
by that nighttime.
Mhm.
I met the guy that owned one of the clothing stores downstairs in the mall. We went to go get
Hmm.
Daniel a shirt and started talking to the guy that owned that spot down there. And saw him on my way out. He was like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, man." He was like, "Where you going?" I was like, "We can ready to leave." He was like, "Oh, man." I said, yeah.
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 Now,
I love that. I
so the
love
people
that
here,
for him.
say
She
again.
said, I love that
I
from
said
him.
I love that. I love that for him that he had to get that he was able to get that experience, and my older two sons as well as young Black men, just being
Mhm.
seen, being able to move around and just be that man that and not no one's afraid of you, and you don't
Yeah.
have to always have that armor or guard up. Yeah, you were
Because
saying.
I will say, and like I said, for us, there was a time when we was just thinking about even doing this,
Mhm.
and our plan, because we plan, you know, we wanted people to come and have these types of experiences that you guys are having. Obviously, you're going to go tell other people,
Yeah.
and just spread the word and whatnot. And there will be people to follow. And then hopefully one day I think we're starting to see more African Americans coming here
Mhm.
in general, because you guys probably saw a bunch of everything else coming here, especially on the planes and stuff like that. Yeah. What?
Her face.
What was that? What's going on? I mean, it's a lot of them coming over here, and
I
Yeah.
we
mean,
just
I'm gonna need them to get. I'm gonna need them to get up out my way, right? I need you to get out my way. When we come, and we're
uh-huh.
going to the museum and moving about, it's VIP. VIP, get out the way. You don't need to know nothing. Stop. Get. Why are you here?
Mhm.
Let me tell you what I appreciated too. Um,
Okay.
in the safaris, we had the
Hmm.
private, our private transportation for safari.
Of course.
I appreciated that. You can hear me okay? You
Yeah.
can hear me? Okay. I appreciated that so much. Like we didn't have to share,
Hmm.
I'll just say with anybody. I wasn't on a tour bus with anybody, right? I could
Interesting.
I
Interesting.
love that. I was like, come on, the real South Africa. You didn't make me have to. You didn't make me and our family have to put our guard up, get upset because people are behaving a certain way. They don't show an appreciation or respect for South Africa in the way that they should. They really don't.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah.
they're coming to the circus to see a show. And I was just like, that is not, we are not, look at me, we are
Yeah.
not here for your entertainment. Do you understand
Yeah.
me? We are not, my South African family is not here for your entertainment. Move over out the way and
Hmm.
let the Tansy Moors come on through and see what's going on out in these streets. Let's see what's going on out in these streets. That there were certain things that um, I could see that I said, yeah, we really need to be over here,
We
so,
do.
living, supporting each other. It is value in it. It is value, and you don't realize it until you go and touch your feet over there. That you're like, nobody's asking you to the mindset is, oh, we got to go dig a well, and it's always missionary work, and I got to help. And no, no, no.
They don't need our help.
Bring your, they don't need your help, okay? When I
Yeah.
saw what was that banana yellow Lamborghini, the Ferrari, and I was like, honey, I'm over here making some very bad decisions in the U.S. because clearly I'm not on my game. I'm like, folks are living their lives and on their game in a way that's why I said I feel like we went backwards, like we're behind. And
Yeah.
they over and our South African friends and family over there, like, y'all need to catch up. You need to catch up in how you living. You need to catch up in how you riding, how you moving about, what you think about yourself. You just need to catch up. Yeah. And I'm here for it. And I need everybody else to get on back to the Netherlands. You going on back to France. You get on back over there to Paris. If that's where you want to be. Get out of my way. That's what I need.
You got, Rich?
You gotta let her go. Let her go. No. It's different because houses here are built of sticks and cost so much more. Houses there are built of bricks and concrete and cost so much less, you know, and so much better. The neighborhoods are so much better, you know. One thing I need to say.
Yes.
I'm talking to all the viewers and anybody that's thinking about coming with the real South Africa. Listen, when they say proper, it's really proper, because I'm going to say that we went to the spa and we had a good old time at the spa, VIP treatments all the way through. The kids, the little ones, they had their little apple juice martinis in their little champagne glasses. The two oldest ones, you couldn't tell them nothing because they was out there laid out in the sun with their glass of champagne, with their shades on. They doing Instagram. I said, y'all the best. And the layout, they laid it out for the spa. They laid it out. They did their thing. You know. So I'm gonna say kudos to y'all for
Thank you.
Proper experiences. Yes.
That's what we do.
We didn't even realize we needed that. You know, hear me? Okay. We did not even realize how much we needed that spa, because when you travel, you don't think that that's a part of relaxing, or I've seen it and I've only seen other people do it, right?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
That's not something we get to do, you know. And so it was just so wonderful for you guys to, I know it was a part of the package, but there were things that you did. You took care of mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
In a way we didn't expect, you know. And I've done spas before, and the what you set up for us as a couple, honey, you better be glad. We ain't making look.
I know it.
Number 4, right? We done because, honey, that spa experience, it would have caused some trouble.
That's all right.
You'd have been back talking about, oh wait, y'all got one more. I'm like, see, what happened is y'all messed around.
You won't be the first one. I promise you that.
Me,
I got lots of babies made here
after
that.
Yeah.
But you want to know what's
because we had that one couple that got pregnant.
A couple came here and got pregnant.
Yeah, let me tell the story. It's a great story.
No, let me tell the spa thing.
Okay, go for it.
The reason why we put the spa in our packages is simply because we know where you're coming from, and I know where you're going back to. So after you've had all this emotional roller coaster, I'm like, let me see if I can put them at least back to center for just a second, give them a proper South African spa, especially if they're a married couple. Let them figure out what it is they need to do when they get back. Let them have that time. The kids, they can have their own experience, but let me see what I can do for them. So we picked those packages specifically based on who we have coming. So obviously I know which one you guys got. And I picked that specifically for you too. And the boys, I picked something different. So I had it all, properly planned out, because I'm like, I know what you're going back to.
Yeah.
So we do put a lot of thought into what we do. So thank you for acknowledging that. I appreciate it.
It was beyond our expectations, and we appreciate that. We really
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Now you can tell the pregnancy story.
Well, first of all, was there any? I guess there were, like in the States, you have mostly Asian women doing your spa, right? In the States.
Yeah, or our European counterparts, the Caucasus folk. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But I think here I think you had black women doing your.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay, so there was one. Okay, let me say this. There was one, and I said, um, you'll do me, you'll get
Mhm.
my massage. You don't, you
Don't touch my husband.
no.
Let her finish.
I told him, I said, you see the black lady, that's who doing you.
Yeah.
This one here, she'll take care of me. That's
Hmm.
that. And our kids, even our sons appreciated. They all had the South African, black women, and they were excited about that, especially our sons. They were just like, yeah, let them fight over us.
Yeah.
Yeah, they enjoyed that. But you're right here, Mark. When I go, and I've gone to a number of different spas, which is why I can say that experience was top. Oh my God, it exceeded my expectations, and I dropped some money to go to some different spas here,
Yeah.
and it you're not going to get that. You're just not going to get that without breaking several banks, and you're
Yeah.
right. You're either going to have an Asian woman. I was hoping I was getting a pedicure when I went there and a manicure, but because I did want, an African woman to be able to tend to me. But that's okay. I said, oh, it wasn't in our package because you gave us some more stuff, and I was cool with that. But I just said I'll come back home and do my feet like I've been doing because I just do it myself because I'll wait till I go back. In the meantime, I'm over here scraping and scrubbing on my own, because I can't do it.
She said they can't get no more of my money. I do it
No,
myself.
no.
Yeah.
And you don't support us. You don't support our communities. You don't support us. You don't. No, I'm not doing that no more. No.
Yeah. Because the good part about it is, what I like about it is the fact that these young ladies, they come to work, they do a great job. A lot of times we tip them, they get good tips
Yeah.
and what, and of course, obviously they're getting their paychecks, but the tips are really, really helping. For some odd reason, Americans tend to tip a little bit more because we're
Mhm.
used to paying more.
Yeah.
And then, they take that money back to, back to their, back to where they come
Oh,
from.
yeah.
They take it back home, being able to put, shoes on kids' feet and things like that. So it really matters, and that's why I like so many tours that we bring. Like, for example, like even just the real estate tour, and that was just one thing that we did. That was millions of rands
Yeah.
put into the community, and it worked just
Yeah.
from the real estate people coming, and it's still bearing fruit. And that's just that. I'm not talking about all the other stuff, but going back to the couple that came here, they were trying to get pregnant. I remember them talking about, oh yeah, we've been trying to get pregnant, but they've been stressing. I think she said it was due to stress,
Yeah.
and they had been stressing about everything, I guess, because he was a contractor for the government, and then I forgot what she did, and but they came here, they relaxed,
And they were planning to come back,
yeah.
but
Oh
then
yeah, they was planning to come back, and then he sends me a message, says, yeah, we were planning on coming back, but she's pregnant, and I'm like, what happened?
what do you mean what happened? You know what happened.
I said, hey man, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do. So it was, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
And
what
that's
happened.
Patrick. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah,
That's all.
they give you some alone time. And you're like, oh, okay. All right, you want me to rub this mud on you? Well, okay.
I
Yeah,
love
but
it.
it seems like you guys had a really good time.
Yeah.
Of course, there's more times to be had, and as you hopefully, my goal is to want people to build their relationship with South Africa, and have that as that thing in your back pocket that
Yeah.
you can go to at any time. You're comfortable. A lot of our repeat offenders, they're comfortable with being in South Africa.
Mhm.
They're so
Okay.
comfortable, and they're discovering things. They're doing things on their own, and they're doing the most. And so that's really, what our plan, really was, is to introduce South Africa into our lexicon, because unfortunately we don't get that stuff funneled down to us where we are, in the Midwest or on the East Coast. We never hear about South Africa unless it's something bad. But we
Yeah.
know there's a lot more going on.
Yeah. 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 You're right. We don't. We don't. And coming back and sharing our experience with friends and family, it's been fun, especially for those who it was fun for those who were receptive. You
Yeah.
know, it's always fun because it's like they can't get enough of what you're sharing. They love your pictures, they didn't know, and it gives them something to think about, you know. And they're like, who did you go to? I actually gave your information to two of my doctors,
hmm
and told them about it, and they just were like, I didn't know. I didn't know. And I'm like, then they said, I need to go on vacation there. And I'm thinking, but you're a doctor, right? You're like, don't you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Why don't you know? And they don't. Even one, I was saying that I was telling her, no, you don't need any shots. You don't. You just get your passport. And she's like, what do you mean you don't need any shots? Like, you don't need any shots. What are you talking about? You don't need any shots. And when I said that, she was like, yeah, make sure you give me that information because I'm gonna need to look into that. You know, to hear someone speak and be so excited and share some of the things that we know they don't think they're going to hear. That what is a Benz dealership doing there, or why does that food look like that, and what the homes like homes look like that? Yeah, because it's really not what you think.
You better stop making people mad.
Look, we went to the movies too. Let me tell you how we was all up and through them parts. Yes, ma'am. We went. I was like, these movies back here are raggedy. And
Yes.
you live in a nice neighborhood. And I'm like, no, you don't. You live mediocre. You don't live well. They live well. I was like, we are breaking our necks trying to live below average over here, thinking we are doing the most. I'm like, nah, they doing the most. They doing the most. And I'm doing something wrong. And I need to get over there so I can figure it out.
Tell them about.
I need my house to have a boy quarters.
No, not boy quarters. It's
the help quarters.
It's the help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you want your house to have a domestic quarters?
There you go. Domestic quarters. There you go.
Yeah. He wants a house so big that he's gonna make sure he's employing half of South Africa, right?
Right. We welcome that.
Yeah. Well, cool.
We're gonna say something, Mark.
What movie did you see?
Yeah. What's up with this movie place?
I took the kids and we went.
It was so expensive, right? It was super expensive, right?
No. Okay, so Richard and our twins went to go see John Wick 3.
Okay.
And then
4.
It's 4. Is it 4?
Yeah.
4.
John
Wick 4. Okay. And then I took my youngest two, we went to go see the Mario Brothers movie that just came out. Yeah, we went to see that. So it was the theater is so nice. The seats, I can't even explain it. It's ghetto over here. It's so raggedy over here. You don't even realize it. The way you order, we standing in line. Waiting to order. Mark, you go get to. He was like, "What's your number? What number?" We came to order. No, you order over there at the kiosk. Oh, okay. Technology. Our one son had already ordered his stuff on the phone, on the app. Like,
And
then they just walked up.
You're still standing in the line over here. You still.
Nah, that's how. Like when we go to the movie theaters, if we know we're going to a particular movie, Tasha, she goes to the app, orders our popcorn, orders everything that we need.
Yeah.
Then we just walk in, scan it, and then they hand it
There
to
it
us.
is. You have these big lazy boy seats with the corner and the big.
He's debating on whether or not he should finish watching the movie or go to sleep because the chair was so comfortable and so big.
It has
Yeah.
happened plenty of times before. You
Mhm.
get
Yes,
you're
yes.
like, you know what? I think I fell asleep because it's that comfortable. I'm with you.
Well, and I will tell you this: that's the regular movie theater. Because if you, well, that's the regular. Because you can go to the what's that called, the prestige level. Yeah, you go to prestige. I go to prestige. Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't mess around. I go to prestige level. You go up there. You pay a little bit more, but it's not much more.
Not much.
You're definitely in a couch. Or me and Tasha can sit on the couch. You order your food,
And they bring it
and
to
then
you.
and then while you're sitting there, they will bring you your
Yeah.
latte. They will bring you
Coffee,
your
Danish,
I'm talking about
sandwiches,
and real food.
Real food. Okay.
ribs, sandwiches.
Yeah,
They'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
yeah. While the movie's
So
playing.
here they may have one or two places some trying to be like that where you do dinner and a movie and they'll bring your stuff, but they're out. They're away and they're you know where they are. You know what neighborhoods they're in,
Yeah.
right? And
You're in the
you
hood.
if you yeah, you're in the European hood. Yes, you
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
And when you get there, then you still have your guard up because you're wondering, how am I going to be treated? Right? You always got to be worrying about to go experience something quote unquote nice here in the States. How am I going to be treated? Who's going to be looking crazy at me? What, what, all of that. There, you just get in, do your thing. Nobody's because you're in the majority.
Yeah, and it matters.
And it matters, and you get to enjoy so many nice things that again it's overwhelming because you didn't realize you deserved it, and it's in your reach, it's there.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you're like, I feel so poor.
You feel what?
You come back and you're like, I feel so poor. It's so hard over here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's how you feel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because you gotta you definitely have to step up your game because that's what we did. And, and I just tell you my short version. I was, I'm a Porsche guy. I've been for an extended period of time, but I wouldn't buy one. I always wanted one. And then my South African friends, I go to their houses, and those nice houses, and then they got a Porsche in the garage. I'm like, what? So I told Ty, I came home and I went and purchased mine. I was like, I'm tired of like trying, afraid to make moves.
Yeah,
For a lot of reasons.
more. They weren't what he noticed to me
Mhm.
was that the South Africans are not afraid to live their best life.
Yeah.
Is what it boiled down to. But when we think we're living our best life, we dumb it down so that it can be acceptable to other people. And to drive a Porsche as a Black man in the United States always puts you in a situation where you're like, am I going to get stopped? Is it going to be okay? Are they going to think I stole it? It starts making you feel anxious about it. But when he came back and saw that these South Africans, within 1 or 2 years of him first meeting them, moved up the ladder enough to buy a Porsche, he was like, why don't I have one? I'm like, you asking the wrong person because you can go buy whatever you want. And then when he finally got it, it was like, okay. But at the same time, driving that gave him a sense of freedom, but it was still in a box. So we gave all of that up because that box was it was getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And we had to give up a few things like houses and, cars and Porsches, just to come over here and get a sense of community, because that's what we really have here, and a sense of what it really means to actually live, because over there, it can be stifling. It really can be. It really can be.
It is. And I see now, Mark, why it bothered you so after a few times that you was like, I'm ready to get this car. I see that. Because I said, let me tell you, I'm not going to keep accepting y'all disrespecting me with all these Range Rovers rolling around here.
Yeah, everywhere.
Like they 2 for 1, buy 1, get 2 free. I said, I can do that, right, Mark? I'm sitting here in my head like, oh yeah, I know I can get that. But when you've had so many things say, well, if you do that, something might happen.
Yeah.
Take it away, or it's going to make it harder. Then you say, nope. Once you've gotten out of situations here, you like, nope, I'm not going back down that road no more. And that may have been in a time when you were irresponsible, when you really didn't have it to do it. But it is the cycle of here. It really is in the US. It is the cycle of when you're up, they're going to figure out how to bring you back down. Just when you feel like you got equity in your house, they like, nope, we're going to bring
Yep.
you all back down to zero. We're going to, just when you think you got your time in on your job, snatch it before you get your pension, or you're just always on the edge. And to see, I don't know how, if they living on the edge in South Africa, but it looks good, right?
Yeah. We with them.
I don't know. But I do know that, if what we're struggling to afford here is so much easier to obtain there, you'd be like, why wouldn't you want that peace of mind? Why wouldn't you want that ease of a life? Why wouldn't you want that? So, and you're right. I think there is truth in what you say. You have to elevate yourself when you get over there, because you didn't really know you behind the ball.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that, because and I hope it comes across properly. But like, people come here, like people that, for example, they want to come to South Africa. They might even see this video and say, I want to come to South Africa. I look at our prices. I don't think our prices are like uber over the top, especially for what you're getting. I think you're getting a pretty good deal. But people, they try to sort it out themselves, and then they go right, like if they're at like just below middle class, somewhere there and abouts, they'll come here, and they will avoid all the things that you guys did. They will just avoid it. And then they'll do something else, and then they don't have that experience, and they're like, well, I didn't see that South Africa. I didn't see that South Africa they're talking about. But the reality is, if those same people would have said, you know what, let me talk to the real South Africa, and let me put them on that level, like you guys did, then they see it, and now they're like, wow, now I know it exists. The people would come here, and they would go straight to I'm gonna say the hood. We've seen it. They come straight to the hood, and then they're like, hey, and then they email us, hey, we want to, and I'm like, you went straight to the hood. I can't pull you out. And then we always have people here, such as yourself, you guys were here, that that we need to take care of. So that's why I was in Cape Town taking care of those people just earlier, and tomorrow we go somewhere else. But we try to expose people to where they should be. Based off our conversations, because we do have conversations with pretty much everybody at some point, and then that determines, okay, what we should do. Oh, you got 2 kids, you got 4 kids, or you coming by yourself, or you're coming with a couple, or whatever you're doing, we try to manipulate it to where it works for you. And I think people have truly appreciated it, so it works.
Those that are ready to appreciate it, I'll say that, right? I'll say those that are ready to appreciate it. You can't assume that just because they came through you guys that they're ready to appreciate it,
Yeah, it's true.
And I only say that because I think there's still some mindsets and behaviors that we bring. There's a baggage. We bring our baggage, and we don't know how to unpack it, let it go, and get over ourselves. Because when you finally make what you feel something of yourself here in the States, it comes with the arrogance you got to carry around all the time in a negative way. So everybody gets mistreated. Everybody does, because you get mistreated on work, and so you always got your guard up. So everybody gets it. Your family can catch it because you're better than they are, because society has said, your neighborhood has said, and your car has said. And any country on the continent, but we're going to talk about South Africa. When I say check yourself at the door, because they don't care. Like, we got a Range Rover too, and like, we got a Porsche too, and okay, we went to school too, and like, what else is there to you? And we don't know what else is there to you, Black person. What else are you bringing to the table? And you don't know, because those things have made you falsely believe this is who you are. when in
Wow.
reality, you're still trying to figure it out. And the only way that you know how to be is to turn your nose up at people, because that says you're better.
Wow.
So when you go to, you go to South Africa, you're like, you're not better. You better get, you blend in, and you struggle because you blend in. But I'm like, get used to it, get okay with that. And now, and I love it. I love that it checks you. If you're ready to be checked, it's going to check you,
Wow.
It really is, because Black is absolutely beautiful over there. They're doing it
All
all day. And you see, I'm grinning because when I'm just like, look at y'all everywhere. We up in here doing it. Everybody, look. I love it.
I got a video coming out because I went to Cape Town because some friends of mine, I grew up with, they a little bit younger than I am. They came for the first time, and and one of them came, Alan. He came for his birthday, and so he didn't know I was coming down because we got people doing things down there. So I popped in, and he was like, "Mark, we doing it." He said, "Look at us. Look at." He was just so sheepish, like, "Look at us." He said, "We all from North Carolina. We doing it. Look at this. Look at it." He was just so like, and his wife, now they've been married for a while. They got they got their wives, and they just showing their wives around, and they just doing it. And I was so proud of them because I remember them being
little boys,
middle school, elementary. I'm a little bit older. And I was like, look at y'all. And I'm like, this is something. And they just cannot believe they was in South Africa. And today they went to the spa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And listen, they went to the spa. They were supposed to be done at 2:00. They didn't get done till 4. So I don't know what happened. But whatever happened, it happened.
Good. It got good to them.
It got good.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just like deciding to come, right? And
I'm sorry, what?
It's just like deciding to come. So can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, it's just like deciding to come. We was sitting back, and we was always having conversations with you guys without you guys knowing it. But we conversating with the Blantons, and we like, you know what? We should go. Maybe we'll start to set up here. But then, Tasha, we saw one of your videos, and you said, your mother-in-law said that what you waiting for? If y'all gonna go, just go, right? And then we made the decision right then. Right after we had that conversation with you, it was okay. You know what? All right, let's go ahead and set our stuff up right now and just go ahead and go.
You did it.
Because, at that point it was like, you know what? She right. Her mother-in-law was right. We need to just go ahead and go.
Right.
So that did it for us.
No, my mother-in-law said to me when I was debating about whether to lock my hair, that 40 wasn't promised to me, and why was I waiting an additional 8 years to lock my hair? And then when she was talking to him when she was alive, she was basically like, if that's what you want to do, like you need to go. So I locked my hair, and then we left. Like that's what it was. It was like she gave us both the green light to be who we
needed
to be and do what we really needed to do. And I'm grateful for her because she spoke a lot of truth to me, a lot of truth.
Yeah. I can tell you, another thing, and there's we all have our backstories, and our backstory to what we're doing is, 100 years ago when I was used to be in the Army, believe it or not, and I was a recruiter, and I remember my mom telling me, my mother was short. She was on like 4'11", and little thing. And she said, Mark, help our people, help our people. So I helped a lot of people along the way, as far as, changing their life, getting them in the military, and then they went on to do what they're doing. And so when I came here, she was, I brought her here along. Honestly, this was her, and according to what I understand, this was the best trip she had ever been on.
She never stopped talking about.
Yeah, she constantly talked about South Africa. She would call me over, and she would just talk to me about how she felt, and being an elder at the time, and the whole nine, and how she got treated, and so forth. And so when it was time, she said, Mark, she says, if you can get over there, you should go. You should go. Yeah. And so, of course, with me, I'm always feeling like we need to, try to do the right thing, because I don't know how many people such as yourself have came here and said this to us. Man, y'all could have just kept this to yourselves and did y'all thing. We could have. But I was like,
His mama said, help our people.
Mama said, knock them out.
And he's making sure that even though she told him that 30 years ago, that he's still going to try and help our people.
Yeah.
And I think it's our responsibility as Black folks to, like, for us to come back, and all the video that I've taken, you know, I was sharing video with people while I was there. I was sending them stuff, you know, and because I feel like it's so important to reverse the lie, you know, turn around that negative that they tried to make us believe about, you know, Africa, South Africa, any of the continents on there, you know, any of the countries on the continent that, you know, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. But like you said, when we looked at the plane, that tells a whole nother story, you know. So yeah, for us, you know, we just feel like that's home. That's home for us. It's going to be home, you know, soon. We working on it. So
you'll get here. Trust me.
Get here.
Yeah. Trust me, you will get here.
Feel like it's fast enough. It don't feel like it's fast enough.
You just left a month ago.
Look, you gotta put my business out there. I know.
She was like, I've been gone too long. I need to get back home.
Too long.
Oh, Jesus. Yes, but it does put something on your mind in a good way. It makes you think about what is it that you really want. What do you really want? You know, and there's just a peace. There's a peace you get. There's a freedom you get. You can't put a price tag on. You just don't know you don't have it because you're used to this gerbil wheel. You running this gerbil wheel. You think you're doing it. And it just, and I get it. I'm like, I see why people either go back and forth, like how you said, Mark, you go back and forth, you chasing that feeling, because that's what you're getting. You're chasing that freedom, you're chasing that feeling, and then you're like, enough of this, you know, and you're trying to untangle yourself from what you know, what you thought was right, how you went, tried to do everything the right you've managed to achieve, and not taking anything away from those of us here who have made great achievements. It's just never feels like it's enough for here. You just don't never feel like you're enough. So I think that's where part of the air comes in, the arrogance. And at least if I feel like I can feel like I'm better than people, then it makes me feel validated, like I've done something, right? That I think that's where that comes from. And to go somewhere and you got to unpack all that because nobody's checking for you in that way. I think it would take a lot of people a minute to get their head around that, you know, because this is what we've learned we've had to be when you had your family say, yeah, because you're a lawyer so and you're Dr. Who, and you're the CEO, and they'll tell you if you don't get yours, but here will always remind you what you're not.
You know, it's so funny that you mentioned they'll remind you what you're not. A lot of people will come here. See, you saw the beauty and being in the majority and the Blackness that you saw. We've had a couple people come here and not be able to accept that.
It's difficult.
It's difficult, and they get angry. They don't get appreciative. They get angry because they thought their life was this.
Yes.
Here and they see this. Yeah. And to grapple with what you've been told and what you see, you get angry. And it's like, I didn't do that to you.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Because
I'm coming to deal with.
I'm coming thinking that my nose is still going to be turned up to these people because they don't have. I'm here. I'm going to clean your teeth because they've never been cleaned. I'm going to do your toenails. I'm going to teach you how, some manners because you don't know any. We're going to get you some water. To have kids even in our children's age, our 13 and 14-year-olds. So you have 13 and 15-year-olds asking them random things like, so did you eat? Were y'all able to eat? My son was saying, oh, I'm going to take a shower because we're getting ready to go to dinner. They like, you got water? Like, and this is 2023, and you have middle school age, high school children still with that mindset we had when we were young. And I'm like, that means that this country is doing a disservice to us, to keep us keep perpetuating that idea about the continent and what it means to go there. People should not feel sorry for you because you're saying you're going to the continent of Africa. They feel sorry when they question you. Why did you pick there? Like, because that's not a valid vacation spot. Like, why are you? Oh. And then, oh, for those that want to feel like, oh, have fun. And then they ended with, be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful. Was frantic when we had our layover in Paris. Nobody ends that with be careful. But you're going to be in South Africa. Be careful. You may get robbed going to the corner store. Why? I said, hey, cutting up in Paris, cutting up, right? We don't even know if, are we going to be able to leave the airport that day that we arrive because they over there burning down, the streets and cutting up and clowning. I said, now I realize, Dr. Blanton, why you paused when I told you we were going to go to Paris and then go over to, we did our layover, because you was like, well, why wouldn't you just get here? And I thought to myself, and I said, because, we haven't flown that long before. So we want to give ourselves a minute to kind of get ourselves together and then take this next leg of the flight. Now you can't pay me. I have no interest in stopping in Paris. I don't need to go to the Netherlands. I don't need to go nowhere else. Get me on a plane and get me straight there. Get me straight there. Because I want to bypass them and all that nonsense. Nope. There's some airlines that can kick rocks as far as I'm concerned.
Kick rocks with no socks.
I just say with no socks and socks, exactly. They can kick rocks, and I'm just gonna tell you, they go to the Netherlands and they go to Paris. I don't need to get on there. I can go. Let me hit, because I think coming out of here, because we're in the Midwest, so we fly out of O'Hare. We would I know Ethiopia Airlines goes out of O'Hare. We could do United. They may go out of Jersey.
Jersey.
Straight into, or there's an airline that goes out of Atlanta that goes straight there. So I'm like, we got some options that we don't have to go into another country and then hit South Africa. We can just, make one stop in the US and then get there. Honey, that 15 hours, get here. I knocked that out so fast, because what you get once you get there, I keep telling you, you can't put a price tag on it. And for those that cannot get their head around what being in the majority means and how you have to learn to get over yourself and what you've learned you had to be here, because it's become so much of who you are. That's why they're grappling with it. So they'll come back over here, and so they can feel like they're better. Because here you can feel better, but then you're also programmed to be reminded of how you're going to be treated as well. And it's just, some of us are okay with dealing with that. We go looking for those areas and those restaurants and those places where you hear they don't want you there. And you're like, yeah, but we're going to go up in there. Why? So they can spit in your food? Why? So they put their finger in your drink? Why are you paying them to treat you poorly? I'm like, but I get that, because that's what you've been fighting for. You want to be in there. And some of us want to be the only ones at the table. We want to be the only ones in that restaurant, the only ones in that neighborhood. Because when they see more of us coming, we'll move faster than the other folk will. Oh, it's some Black folks moving in the neighborhood now. Oh, Lord. We got to go.
Can't hear you.
Come on, come closer.
That was one of the things that I was really looking forward to. I was looking at everything. I was looking at the billboards, and I was like, look at the Black people on the billboards. We was sitting in the apartment, and we was watching the Black cartoon. She was watching the soap operas, the black soap operas. I
Yeah.
was just like, I was loving it because our commercials, you know, I got a big thing about commercials and one black man or one white woman or one,
Yeah. You've noticed
you know,
that.
I got a big thing about that, you know. And I'm like, why can't we just see two black people, you know? And I saw that there. I could see a lot of commercials that it was just black folks, right? And I was loving that, you know, the black soccer team, the you know, the basketball team, the women's basketball team that was up on the billboards and stuff like that. You know, I was just loving to be able to see more of us in public places on signs and stuff like that. You look around, you know, and it's just, yeah, we winning, you know, to feel like you can, like you're winning, you're actually winning. You can see your people up and in the neighborhoods, to know that everybody's living nice, not just some.
Yeah.
Everybody has nice houses, you know. So when you riding through and you get into these communities, so when you say, do we feel safe? I didn't feel like when we got to the States, why do I need to leave outside of the state? It has everything in it. Gas stations, your what's that?
Houses.
Mugs and beans. It has restaurants, schools. I was like, wait a minute. We still in the state? They was like, yes. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I understand why you go outside, because you want to go to the Mall of Africa. You want to go to all these other malls that's within 25, 30 minutes of each other. I see how they do stuff to make everybody feel like one place don't have just this stuff, and then everybody got to go over here and, you know, overwhelm this area. Every area
Yeah.
has its own stuff, and it's black, and I love it. You know,
It is.
It's blacker than black.
that's right.
Well, all I can say,
Black on black.
all I can say is that, like I said, you know, this is a grassroots movement, believe it or not. You know, us telling everybody we doing this video, we doing, you know, we do what we can, and people are coming and they're telling other people, and we absolutely love it. But it is a grassroots movement. I mean, honestly, you know, we got some people that are hung up on, okay, well, my 23andMe or my ancestry says this, and this, and I'm going to tell them, I'll be very blunt. You know, if it says go to Ghana, get your butt to Ghana. You will find something there as well. And you know, obviously, a lot of some of the other YouTubers kind of reach out to us, that do different locations, and their experiences are, you know, similar, not the same, because this is South Africa and they do other places, but us blacks are reconnecting, you know, with Africa and whatnot. So we do our part down here, and we provide, you know, what we think that I think our people would like, which is basically what we like. Go ahead.
Not only what we like, but I feel like if you have done your part, in Mark's words, for King and Country in the US, and you have checked all the boxes and you have done everything they've asked you to do, and you still feel like you are losing, then you deserve South Africa. Like, that's how I look at what we do. You deserve to be pampered and serviced and picked up and taken care of with no worry, which is why we do things the way that we do, because I understand that you are working more days than you want to, more hours than you have to, all for sometimes nothing, all for the sake of being sold this false dream that's never going to come true. So we put things together the way that we do, because I'm like, this is what you've actually been working for. Here it is here it is in a package. This is what you deserve. Now breathe and just take it all in. Like, that's how I look at it, because our first 10 days here, that's what a South African did for me. Yeah. They were like, don't do anything. We're going to take care of you. Just breathe. I didn't even have to pull my luggage. They did that. I was like, thank you. That was incredible. Fully took care of us. They took care of my mother-in-law. She was really like a queen. This chick was living her best life. Trust me. And that's why she loved it so much. So thinking about our first experience, what we try to do in our packages is recreate it because
for you guys.
Because it felt so good to just exist and have someone take care of us for 10 full days. Like, and I think that you deserve it. I appreciate the opportunity, but that is how and why we do the things that we do.
No, we appreciate you guys for doing the things that you guys did, the things that y'all are doing, and the stuff that y'all going to do further down the line. You know, for anybody that's wondering, I would definitely tell you, you know, don't wait. Book your package with the Real South Africa right now, today. Get it done. You will not regret it. You know, you will have a wonderful time. The continent is wonderful. You know, get out there, do your thing, get to South Africa, make it happen.
Word.
Cool. Well, on that note, we're gonna let it be. We really appreciate you guys giving your testimony, your first impression. Hopefully you'll be on your 20th impression soon. But you know, because you're gonna come back and forth and whatnot. But like I said, you got something to play with and whatnot. But we really appreciate it. Hopefully some of the people saw this and they're like, oh, okay. Well, they were pretty spirited. I'm sure they liked everything Dion had to say, I'm sure.
Thank you.
And whatnot. So you guys have a good evening over there.
Afternoon, because it should just be right 11 or 12 or 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for your time, Dion. You and I will continue to correspond because I know that you are going to be planning a trip back soon, so I won't leave you hanging.
Yep.
We'll be. Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's a little longer. It'll be a little longer.
No problem. You know I got you.
Yeah. All right. Y'all take care. Everybody.
Bye. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, guys. I hope you guys truly enjoyed you know, that testimony. I think it was really awesome. Like I said, it's kind of hard to even put it in words. I'm sure they, you know, we are educated people. They probably gave their best words, but words really can't, you know, describe, you know, the whole thing. But all I can do is say is get here, as Tasha talks about and everybody else talks about, and basically it kind of just looks like this.
Awesome.
All right. So we will see you guys. And if you need anything, obviously hit us up on our website. We got, like I said, we got great packages and we're actually doing more. Obviously go to our YouTube channel. If you're not on YouTube, just put on youtube.com/@TRSA. And that will get you there. And yeah, anything else, Tasha?
You know, just a little shout out to the people that took the time to say something to us. I can't say it's Ifatumibi, I think his name. He has another name, and I know his real name, but I won't say that because that's not how we roll. He actually traveled here by himself and found the love of his life, and now that's his words. But it's okay to travel solo. We will take care of you just as if you were coming with a group of 100, or if it's just you. So don't ever worry about that. You know, traveling by yourself, we will still take care of you. You will still find friends, make friends, and have a good time. So go to our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and check out our packages, check out what it is we do. And if you have any other questions, you can always schedule a call or send us an email as well. Yeah, definitely schedule a call. If you on the website, you're a little confused about what little button to push, just give us a call or whatever, and we will get you on the right button to push to get you here, and then eventually you'll have your own testimony. So we will see you guys here in sunny South Africa. Night, guys.
Don't just visit South Africa. Experience the real luxury of Johannesburg. Stop scrolling through generic travel deals. You deserve more than a standard tourist package. You deserve the real heartbeat of Africa, wrapped in 5-star comfort. At therealsouthafrica.com, we don't sell tickets, we curate lifestyle experiences. From exclusive culinary tours in Maboneng to VIP access in Sandton, We unlock the doors that standard travel agencies can't. Curated luxury. Every itinerary hand-picked for safety, style, and authenticity. Zero stress. Private drivers, 5-star accommodations, and 24/7 support. The authentic pulse. Experience the culture of Johannesburg without sacrificing your comfort. Availability for our VIP packages is limited. Secure your seat at the table. Discover your luxury package.
Hey guys, I know you've been trying to get to South Africa, and we got the final solution for you. It's therealsouthafrica.com. As you see, we have packages that brings you to this wonderful country. So based off what you're looking for, based off your flavor, based off how long you want to be here, you get to choose the date that you come to South Africa, because when you go to our website, you book the date. You can say how many people are coming, it'll give you a price and all of that. But does this look amazing to you? Well, if it does, you need to think about coming to South Africa and have a really good experience, and to come with a company that's going to provide all the transportation, all the accommodations, 5-star, first class, all that. That's what it should be when you come to Africa. It shouldn't be a scenario where you are trying to figure it out, because we've figured it out for you. So welcome to the Real South Africa. See you soon. To the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. This is one of the most amazing places in the entire world. Here you're looking at Cape Town, one of the most beautiful cities and always voted in the top 10 of the best cities in the world for tourism. And then of course, we have one of the major hubs for business, commerce, and of course, nightlife, fun, adventure, food, you name it, it's here. This right here is Johannesburg, South Africa. And then of course, we cannot forget the playground here in South Africa. I'm trying to tell you now, if you haven't spent any time here, that's probably the next best thing you could do, is come and spend some time in this beautiful city, which we like to call here in South Africa, the playground, Durban, South Africa. Of course, we have all these trips on our website that you can book in 6, 10, and 13-day packages. Of course, the beaches here are incredible. I'm trying to tell you, and then just the vibe itself. And then of course, the Durban cuisine is second to none. So you have some choices to make. Where am I going to take my next vacation? Where am I going to enjoy myself the best? Where am I going to take her on that special trip? You know, where do I want to go and see something different? Like I said, that's what you're looking at right now, is Johannesburg, South Africa. Now, we all know that we've been told, hey, Africa shouldn't be on our bucket list anywhere. But after looking at this, I'm sure you're thinking, they told me it was something else. Well, this is South Africa. This is Africa. So come and have an amazing experience. We want you guys to come here. We are travel and tourism based in Johannesburg, obviously an African American, and we put together some of the best packages, things that you will do with us, you won't do with anyone else if you come in on tour. So we make everything easy for you, simply because we plan everything, immaculately. So when you do arrive, you feel like a VIP, you feel like you exist, you feel like you should have been here your entire life. And I think that's why people keep coming back to South Africa, simply because they like Durban, they love Cape Town. Hard to make a decision which one is the best. But then again, there's always Johannesburg sitting there, making it difficult for you to choose. So If you will, reach out to us via our website, therealsouthafrica.com, and we can make your adventure here to South Africa amazing. As we like to say here, see you in sunny South Africa. Imagine a journey that awakens your soul. From Johannesburg's vibrant streets to Cape Town's breathtaking vistas, stand tall in Mandela Square, reflect at the Apartheid Museum, indulge in luxury hotels, and savor exquisite cuisine under starlit skies. This is the real South Africa. More than a vacation, it's the adventure of a lifetime. Book your dream trip at realsouthafrica.com and let your story take flight.
With us today. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and don't forget to hit the notifications button so you don't miss out on all things The Real South Africa. Thanks again.